we leaving it after one route?
And there we go. Okay, we're live. And now you can see. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hello. Week 35. Are we ready?
Go, go, go.
I realize stream 6 is stream 6.
Hmm?
The 6th stream, the title I made for the save is actually STREAN.
Streen.
Stream 6.
Great. Good job. On nights when Becky was kept busy too long to join Sarah in her room, the attic seemed even more desolate, even though we definitely talk about it as Sarah's room and not Becky's. Fog hung heavy, there was no light at all to be had, and Sarah was forced to beg a candle from Cook in order to see at all. Even that comfort could be snatched from her at a moment when cold drafts raced and rattled through the empty spaces. Sarah lay in the starless black, unable to sleep, unable to move. There seemed no hope to be found.
I think Becky was right, Emily.
Even Emily could not be seen in the gloom. Sarah closed her eyes.
I shall die here. I can't bear this. I'm cold. I'm wet. I'm starving to death. Even though hunger, I don't think is that high. I've walked 1,000 miles today.
Yeah, you have.
And they have...
Also, this is London. Why are you using miles?
Because she has walked 500 miles and she has walked 500 more.
I thought you were going to make a Vanessa Carlton joke.
Who?
The one who sings, "I would walk 1,000 miles just to see you."
Oh, no. I was making the better reference.
Yeah, but this one actually says 1,000 miles.
Okay, if you walk 500 miles and 500 more, that's 1,000 miles!
Yeah, but she straight up says 1,000 miles.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
The song is titled 1,000 Miles.
That's not what comes to mind.
You.
Because I don't listen to music.
Uh-huh.
And they have done nothing but scold me from morning until night. Cook keeps punishing me for not being fast enough. I've had no supper again. Wait, did I have dinner? Yeah, I had dinner.
Got you.
Why?
Better have eaten. It's like 10 for you.
And?
You should have fucking eaten by now.
Language.
I'm not the little girl in the scene.
This is a wholesome Christian stream.
It is 50% a wholesome Christian stream, and that's just you.
Like I'm wholesome.
It is 50% Christian, and 50% I have a shirt that says Satan on it. It tells you to hail Satan.
I've tried to pretend that I have, but you aren't listening, are you, Emily?
No, because she's a fucking doll, as you have established when you threw her on the ground.
I've told Becky we were just the same, but all that means is neither one of us is a princess. Maybe there aren't any princesses, not anywhere. We only dreamed that there were.
Royalty is real. Just you are not really royalty.
This is all there is. Work and pain and being hungry forever and always.
Sarah lay there with her eyes closed and her body trembling. She could not remember the moment when, at last, she fell asleep.
I did not have my eyes closed during all that because I wouldn't read. Oh, our hunger is pretty high. Wow, our stats are high.
Mm-hmm. Well, because Mariette events were like every other week.
Well, there's some hunger and chill.
Are we getting food? Are we getting blankets? Sarah clung to a basket with one hand while vigorously rubbing the other up and down one arm, then switched hands to repeat the process.
It keeps getting colder. If only I had my old coat, or a cape, or even a shawl. And a beautiful horse made of wishes to ride on a road of rainbows.
How is that supposed to help you keep warm?
Because it's Mario Kart, you're gonna be hit by blue shells. They explode, you know. It's a lot. That's a lot of energy and heat.
Mm-hmm.
Really? You weren't expecting the Mario Kart joke?
I didn't know horse was a car available in Mario Kart.
Mario Kart 8, there's
A horse made of wishes, to be specific.
there's a little like chariot boat thingy pulled by two like wooden horses.
But is it made of wishes?
It's Mario Kart. Everything's made of wishes. Wishes that
Really?
everyone.
I thought Mario Kart meant everything was made of nightmares.
Wishes that everyone else was being hit by murder objects.
Yeah, but then you get hit by murder objects.
Not if you get enough bananas. Not if you potassium up. I wonder.
I don't know, if you're allergic to bananas, that might still be death.
Okay, that's when you green shell up. Better? I wonder what you feed a wish horse. I would have to take him to the park, no, the countryside, and let him sample different flowers.
Sarah's daydreams were interrupted by someone calling out to her. Mademoiselle Sarah, please wait.
Mariette?
The gentle Frenchwoman's face was unusually flushed, as if she had been running some distance to catch up.
Is something wrong?
Mariette shook her head, covering her mouth in breaths.
What could have put her in such a state? Mariette was always so unruffled. Oh, is this it then? Are you leaving with your master for France? Did you come to say goodbye?
No. Mariette's breathing was under control now, but her face could not be called calm. I came to make confession to you.
Okay, she's not ordained priest of the Catholic Church. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
Yes, the game just made the same joke you did.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Also, in this time, I think even now most places don't allow women women priests.
Seriously?
I think so. I think that's still a more like progressive idea, but I could be wrong. I'm not Catholic. I know the Protestants are like, Sup, you're a woman? Cool. Teach us if you want. To confess sins?
Sarah herself had not been raised Catholic, but it was her mother's faith uncommon in France. Her papa had passed on only vague descriptions of their practices, which Sarah's imagination had embroidered. To confess my resentment.
You resented me because I was your mistress. I know. Excuse me.
No, not in great amount. You are a kind mistress, and I would have been content to remain in your service. Monsieur Carrisford seems a good man, but I would prefer to be in your household for the rest of your life if it could have been. The unexpected affirmation stole Sarah's breath.
Then what?
Mademoiselle, you have fallen so far and so fast. You do not know all the ways of a great household. You are now, like Becky, at the lowest place anyone can have. As a housemaid, I am higher. As your maid, higher still. It was the highest rank that a woman like myself could hope to achieve. A lady's maid works only lightly. She has time for leisure. She receives gifts that her mistress no longer wants. Books, clothing. She becomes almost a lady herself. Without the need for a marriage, without a gentleman master who might command me against my will, I was very pleased with my position, do you see? And if at some point you chose not to keep my services, I would be free to go with my wages. It was not like the place you have now. Seen from the perspective of a maid of all work, Mariette's old position seemed nothing but luxury.
And then you lost that.
And then Madame Minchin stole it from me. That woman, she turned me out with no wages, no character. Anything you had given me, anything I had purchased myself, she claimed as her due. Her debt!
She took your belongings as well as mine.
Wait, what?
Apparently!
That sounds extremely illegal.
In the 1800s? 18...
Okay, but so Miss Minchin's debt is owed by Sarah's father,
Yes.
who had been paying up until that point. Like,
Up until the lavish party and everything, we assume, yes.
Yes. But whatever wages Miss Minchin had paid to Mariette up to that point, up until her final paycheck, were fully paid. You cannot move around debts that way to leave someone else who has already fairly been paid by contract liable for the debts of the person who was responsible for paying on the other side, especially considering those wages had already been both paid and used. That's literally just theft. Like, Mariette is not liable legally for Sarah's dad's debts. She would not receive her final paycheck, but she should not lose everything that she had earned up to that point. That doesn't make any sense. Especially the book of poetry is literally a gift from someone who was not in any way related to Sarah's father.
I think they're trying to paint Miss Minchin as a bad person.
I know, but considering her level of, like, education, she had to know that was theft.
Yeah, but, like...
It's one thing to take away all of Sarah's luxuries, because
but
they are...
she also probably knows that Mariette can't do anything about it.
I know.
So she doesn't care.
Miss Minchin actually doesn't seem completely unprincipled. In fact, she is nothing but principled, if kind of selfish about it. So, like, she would still... That doesn't actually make any sense. Like, yeah, she spent all this money on Sarah that she had been periodically reimbursed for. So everything that she was reimbursed for up to that point, like, you can't claim that you didn't get reimbursed. And, like, to some degree, I'm also, like, I feel like someone could definitely sue her on Mariette's behalf, if even just because, say, Mariette's current employer now, because Mariette has had all of this stolen from her, the employer would have to buy her more clothing because she cannot have only the clothes on her back. She has to have something to wear while she's doing laundry, etc., etc. Therefore, the new employer would be then
Burdened with the extra costs.
burdened by Miss Minchin's theft. Therefore, I could kind of see her new employer, considering who he is especially, I could see him holding Miss Minchin responsible for that and suing the fuck out of her.
And if it was this time period, definitely. I don't know if that would work the same way in that time period.
If not sue, it could even be just like the police. That's theft.
I mean, yes.
Because not only is she not paying Mariette her owed wages, which is already bad enough, that's already grounds to sue, but to also take all of her possessions, that's just thievery. Like, you could just call the police. You should call the police, in fact.
I don't know that.
Like, I know there's complications from like rank and stuff here, but technically all of that would be illegal, like highly illegal.
Rich people do what they want.
It's one thing to do it to Sarah. Doing it to Mariette is just straight up, like, no question about it, illegal.
Again, you're not wrong. It's just, I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense to me because I don't see Miss Minchin committing thievery. Like, she was pissed and she was taking it out on both of them and all of that. But I don't see Miss Minchin doing anything that would be straight up illegal because she's too sensible. She's knowledged. She like leads a fucking school.
Yes.
I'm sure she knows the laws. And I don't think she would break the laws. She would say it's unladylike to break laws.
Yes, she probably
She thinks
would.
of herself as the perfect role model for ladies. She could not do this without breaking that because it's straight up illegal, and I'm sure she knows it. This makes no sense.
I don't know what to tell ya.
I hate this game.
Read the line.
I did.
I didn't hear you read the line. You went into a rant.
I read it before I went into this whole...
See, I didn't hear that. Miss Minchin only threatened to turn me out with nothing, but Mariette, she really did. I'm so very sorry.
No, you should not be sorry. It was not your choice. I who have been in your place as a child, I should not have held anger for you when it was Madame Minchin who made the choice. So now I do my best to make up for my mistake. I offer my most sincere condolences for your loss, if you will accept them.
Of course I will.
There is not much that I can do to help you, but as Madame Minchin, she does not feed you enough.
She's supposed to feed us?
No, Cook is supposed to feed us.
Cook is supposed to feed us?
If you remember her name. And then she produced from her pockets a whole baked potato, still wrapped in a napkin and not quite cold.
Better than nothing.
I would have brought pea soup. It is better for a growing girl, but it's too difficult to carry and find you.
You brought this for me?
Bought.
Oh, you bought this for me?
Overcome, Sarah flung her arms around Mariette.
I love you.
For just a moment after she moved, Sarah feared that Mariette would stiffen or pull away. This brief moment of hope would be dashed. Mademoiselle, you are too forgiving, but that is the thing I like about you. The touch of Mariette's hand against her hair was as warm as a winter coat and far more precious. I cannot do this often. I must build my savings, and I will be leaving soon. But no one should feel alone, my petite. No one is ever alone.
New week.
Not go, Sarah Crewe had been a beautiful child, but lack of food does no good to anyone, unless to a girl still in the course of growing.
How
Just
stunted.
see Becky for proof.
Let's say how.
Becky, who has been starving for much longer. She was constantly cold and hungry and tired, and the stress and the pain of it gave her face a pinched expression.
Just like any American school student. Nothing.
Don't forget, we're in the land of free and school lunch debts to deny children the ability to attend prom or go on field trips or have normal food or anything. Now and then, some kind-hearted person passing her in the street glanced at her with sudden sympathy, but she did not notice. She hurried on, trying to make her mind think of something else. She fought to suppose and pretend, even as the muddy water squelched through her broken shoes.
Suppose I had dry clothes on. Suppose I had good shoes and a long thick coat and wool stockings and a whole umbrella. And suppose, just when I was near a baker's where they sold hot buns, I should find 6 pence which belonged to nobody. It would have belonged to somebody. At some point.
Well, to a beggar child, it belongs to nobody.
And suppose that I should go into the shop and buy 6 of the hottest buns and eat them all up without stopping.
And suppose she should burn herself and really get in trouble.
I was about to say, she would probably get sick.
Yep, and then she would really get in trouble.
Yeah.
Very odd things happen in the world sometimes. Is that really what happened? She had to cross the street just when she was saying this to herself. The mud was dreadful and she almost had to wade. She picked her way as carefully as she could, looking down at her feet to choose her steps. Just as she reached the pavement, she saw something shining in the gutter. It was actually a piece of silver. A tiny piece trodden upon by many feet. Not quite a 6 pence, but the next thing to it. A 4-penny piece.
It was actually a piece... Were you about to say you have children?
No. I think I was about to say, like, shiver. I don't know. In 1 second, it was in her cold little hand.
Oh, it's true. It is true. It is like magic. Chat magic?
She looked up at the shops facing her. There, not a few steps away, was a baker's shop, and a cheerful woman with rosy cheeks was putting into the window a tray of delicious, newly baked buns. Actually, that reminds me, the other day I was on the phone with my dad, and he was saying how that he and my mom were supposed to go to dinner for their anniversary, and oh, how weird, like, your mom's not home yet, and it was actually almost 9 their time, so it was
Wow.
late. And he's like, oh, I wonder, like, maybe I should call her and see, like, what's up, because we were supposed to go to dinner. And as I was on the phone with him saying this, he's like, oh, wait, that's her pulling up now.
Chat magic!
Phone chat magic, I guess. It almost made Sarah feel faint for a few seconds. The shock and the sight of the buns and the delightful odors of warm bread floating up through the baker's cellar window. She knew she need not hesitate to use the little piece of money. It had evidently been lying in the mud for some time, quite forgotten by its owner in the stream of people passing by. And yet, it did not seem quite right. It was like magic. Magic in all her fairy stories always came with a test. It was then that Sarah caught sight of the child. There were beggar children all over London. When Sarah had been wealthy, she saw them often and gave them pennies when she could. In her more recent suffering, she had rarely had time to notice these others.
Ah, yes. The beggar child is also a witch that will curse her if she doesn't give the money. Fully a joke.
I feel like this scene is set up to try to make me feel that Sarah deserves it when she's going to be adopted, and good try game, no. This was a little figure who was not much more than a bundle of rags from which small, bare, red, muddy feet peeped out because the rags with which their owner was trying to cover them were not long enough. Above the rags appeared a shock head of tangled hair and a dirty face with big, hollow, hungry eyes. Sarah knew they were hungry eyes the moment she saw them. She felt a sudden sympathy. What the fuck?
I don't know. All I saw was the waveforms going up. I'm like, what's happening?
What the fuck is happening at your place?
I couldn't hear it over my headphones.
Oh, well, I could hear it pretty good.
What was it?
It was someone hollering about something that sounded like sports. Is there a sports game happening or something?
Oh no, it must be...
Is there a sports ball tonight?
No, it must be a person next to me playing Call of Duty or something.
Oh, okay. I don't
If
know.
it happens...
All I know is someone was hollering for like a good full line of whatever.
If it happens again, I'll go ask them to not scream.
The eyes were watching her. They expected nothing more than to be passed by, as always. And yet, Sarah felt compelled to approach the owner of those eyes and speak.
Are you hungry?
Even just... Her voice was hoarse and raspy with the cold, but Sarah could understand her perfectly.
When was the last time you ate?
I don't know. Never got nothing today. Nowhere. I've asked and asked. No dinner, nor yet no breakfast, nor yet no supper. No nothing. Just to look at her made Sarah more hungry and faint. Looks like a little boy, actually.
Yeah, I thought it was a little boy until it said her. If I'm a princess, then when they were poor and driven from their thrones, they always shared with the populace if they met one poorer and hungrier than themselves. They always shared. This is one of the populace.
Clutching her silver coin, Sarah went into the warmth of the baker's shop and ordered 4 currant buns, the sort that were 1 for a penny.
Silver corn.
The baker was a good-natured woman, and seeing such a cold and hungry child in front of her, slipped 6 buns into a paper bag, insisting that the extra 2 were only for make-weight. Sarah made her thanks and hurried from the shop so as not to get in the way of more important customers. The hot buns, even in their bag, warmed her hands.
Oh no, we're losing Chill.
Maybe this is where the 3 Chill went away from.
Yeah.
The beggar girl was still huddled up on the corner of the step. She looked frightful in her wet and dirty rags and stared straight in front of her with a glazed look of suffering. Sarah took out one of the buns and, with a pang, set it on the child's lap.
Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. Cool, cool.
Hello there, Oko-san.
Ooh! This is not pudding!
No, I don't have any pudding. I had ice cream. Not pudding.
Frozen yogurt?
No. See, this is nice and hot. Eat it, and you will not feel so hungry.
The child started and stared up at her, as if such sudden amazing good luck almost frightened her. Then she snatched up the bun and began to cram it into her mouth with great wolfish bites.
Well, that girl is, gonna get sick.
It's only one bun. I don't think it would make her sick. Sarah took out 2 more buns and set them down. 3 and 3. That was an even share. The sound of the child's hoarse, ravenous voice, nearly choking in delight as she gobbled her food, was awful.
She's hungrier than I am. I have a place to sleep at night, and Miss Minchin feeds me. Sometimes.
But her hand trembled as she set down the 4th bun. That left Sarah with 2. 1 bun for each hand, to keep them warm.
She is starving. I am not starving.
She put down the 5th bun and turned away.
Dot dot dot.
The little London savage was too busy devouring to give any thanks, even if she had ever been taught politeness, which she had not, because we are going to be snooty and judgmental and call her a savage for being homeless. God, I hate this game.
Also, 5 buns.
How much I hate this game, like...
5 buns. Yeah, probably gonna get sick.
Yeah. Also, if there are so many beggar children on the street, Sarah should have kept some and given them to the other children. Sarah found some comfort in her room. At all events, it was very hot and it was better than nothing. As she walked along, she broke off small pieces and ate them slowly to make them last longer.
Suppose it was a magic bun, and a few bites were as much as a whole dinner. I should be overeating if I took more than one. That is the way that is the way that magic works. It gives you just enough. No. No.
So what she's saying is she purposely made the child sick.
I don't need anything. Gosh dang it, you. I don't need anything more.
What? Oh, it's taken us a while to get to week 36.
I mean, we had, like, the 2 things, and...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Alright.
Kitchen duties?
Yep.
All kitchen duties? Well, first. Gosh dang it! Every flipping time.
What causes you to do that?
I'm not clicking it, and I start typing, and I guess one of the buttons.
Anyway. What is tend fires and run errands?
10 fires is chill becomes fatigue, 2 fatigue and 2 sorrow, and 2 pride and 1 pain. And an errand is 3 chill, or fatigue and a chill, or a hunger and a sorrow.
Okay, then I'm tempted to say 10 fires, 3 kitchen duty, and run errands.
So that. Okay.
God damn it. Hoping for the sorrow.
Okay.
I'm hungry.
Okay. We're full pride. And full fatigue.
Let's redo that one. I wanted sorrow.
You want to be more sorrowful?
I want Sarah to be really fucking sad. There's sorrow. Hunger pride. No bread. No bread for you, Sarah.
Okay.
I guess that's okay.
3 hunger, 5 fatigue. Well, there was 2 that were wasted. 1 pride, 1 pain, 1 chill, 2 sorrow. Hungers are lowest at 13.
It's like not ideal, but it's high enough that it probably won't matter.
Yeah, we have like 1 or 2 events left. I don't think they're going to be taking like 10.
They might. I just don't think it's going to be 10 hunger after they made it. But it might. When the weather was bad, Sarah and the other servants were especially busy to ensure that mud and ice did not invade the entrance. While she scraped and toiled, many events took place around London of which she had no knowledge. Kindly baker, moved by seeing a cold and hungry child give away most of her buns to one even less fortunate than her, offered to take the beggar child in. A large family of children, once glimpsed in their Sunday carriage, laughed over their father's letters, bring them pictures of what? Muziks and droshkis when he returned from Moscow.
I don't know Russian and I don't know food.
Is that food?
I don't think so because it's pictures.
Yes, that would be really mean. And in Miss Mitchen's attic, someone stealthily opened the skylight from the outside.
Gosh dang it, now I have to remember voices.
I'm gonna go grab a snack real quick.
While I try to remember his voice.
Yep.
I hate you.
Okay, I have veggies.
That was quick.
Yeah, I had an open bag.
I was about to say, what do you just have bags of veggies like stored in your drawers?
Not veggies, veggie straws.
Oh. Ah.
He let himself down through the aperture with such lightness and dexterity that he made only the slightest sound, but that was enough to frighten a curious rat back into his hiding hole.
Just coming off of playing tabletop RPGs, I'm like, man, his stealth rolls must be so good.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me, I do not come do harm to your mistress.
Few would waste politeness on a rat or consider it to be a pet, but this man knew that Sarah was not as other children. He had watched her in secret, seen how she made friends of all the little things around her. The rats, the sparrows, she secretly Snow White, even the sky she greeted as if it could hear her.
Have I seen the Snow White movie?
Hmm?
I don't know if I've seen Snow White. I might have.
Really?
What? Like, I know what you're talking about, but I'm like, wait, have I actually seen Snow White?
I owned it on DVD as a child, and then they had, like, the extras that were games. And so there was, like, games of going into the mines with the dwarves and stuff.
Really?
I think it was Snow White.
That is Snow White?
Yeah, but I think it was Snow White and not, like, some sequel or something. I think it was Snow White.
I don't think they made any Snow White sequels.
I don't know. It's Disney. You never know.
I know they made 2 Cinderella sequels. I think they did.
They made a fucking Mulan sequel.
I think they did 1 or 2, like, Beauty and the Beast ones after the initial one.
Wait, really?
There's one that's based around Christmas, and I feel like there's another one.
So about Frozen 2 coming out soon.
I don't think they did anything to, Snow White or Pinocchio.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think so. I could be wrong. Now you're making me do a Google search.
I'm not making you do a Google search.
Uh,
Go to the next slide before you do that. Oh, it's your line.
yeah, and sorry, I am actually going to be... I know they brought it back like 500 times to keep making money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Theme parks, video games, Broadway music. They're... Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
In the 2000s, Disney Toon Studios began development on a computer-animated prequel to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, titled The Seven Dwarfs. They pitched a story explaining how the dwarves met and how the evil queen killed Snow White's father and took the throne. Disney Toon management changed the prequel to center around how Dopey lost his voice upon witnessing the death of his mother after purchasing Pixar.
Dopey's not dopey, he's traumatized. Holy fuck!
After Disney purchased Pixar in 2006, John Lasseter, Disney Toon's new CCO, canceled it.
Good.
So...
You know, that would be really horrifying if they called him dopey because he was traumatized by the death of his parent and became mute from that.
Yeah.
That'd be so bad.
But yeah, that's the only one.
Okay, then I guess it was.
Wait. Sorry. I spoke too flippin' soon. Not a movie. A children's TV show called The 7D. It is a reimagining of the title characters, the dwarves, from the film by Walt Disney, and their adventures prior to the introduction of Snow White. It was 2 seasons.
You know, all I can say is, for such a family-friendly brand, a name like that is begging to be turned into a porno.
Wait, it hasn't already?
It probably has, because it's begging to be turned into one.
No, I think it hasn't from the fact of nobody's probably heard of it.
Yeah, but they might have made a porno by that name just by coincidence.
Yeah, probably.
And that's the disturbing part.
By the mistress of the house, she's treated like a pariah, but she has the bearings of a child who should be the blood of kings.
First he went to the narrow bed. He pressed his hand upon the mattress, and then lifted the covering and examined the one thin pillow. To the rusty fireplace, then examining the grate, which had not seen a fire in many days. The old table, the tattered footstool, Emilia's chair, each was carefully tested and set back as it had been. At last he took to the walls. From his pocket, he carefully withdrew a number of small, sharp nails. Without the aid of a hammer, he pressed them one at a time into the crumbling plaster. He looked around, nodded, then pulled himself up to the skylight and withdrew as swiftly and silently as he had entered, leaving no sign.
Okay. 4 fatigue and 7 chill.
Good thing we just maxed our fatigue.
Oh no, we'll only be down to 9 chill.
Yeah, we can focus on chill and hunger. Who's a miserable day, one that Sarah would much rather have spent in the warmth of the kitchens, even if it meant cook's wrath than out upon the streets of London. The streets were neither dry nor properly wet, but scattered with patches of semi-solid muck that could clamp onto unsuspecting feet and weigh them down with damp and chill. Lights glowed inside shops, scattered by windows that steamed and frosted even in the afternoon. To those without the pennies to venture inside, these bright spots only made the outside more dark and cold. Mademoiselle? Mademoiselle?
Hello, Mariette. How are you?
As I thought. She reached into her basket and withdrew a most wonderful surprise. A knitted red shawl, faded in places where it might have been left too long in the sunlight. You are too thin, and it's not good for you to be so cold.
Thank you.
Immediately, she wound the fabric around her shoulders. It would not be as warm as a solid fur cape, and then PETA will come into existence in this time period of London.
That would be impressive.
Just throw paint on her.
That would be impressive.
It was a vast improvement. Oh.
Oh?
There's an error on Twitch. I don't know if it's on my end, though. Maybe it's on my end. I refreshed and it's gone.
What was the error?
It just error 2000 or something. The stream stopped.
Okay.
But I refreshed and it went away, so I think it was on my
I
end.
was about to say, because like, who knows? Maybe Twitch is having rough spots. Or maybe my internet's just a pile of garbage.
I have comments, but they're all confidential.
Please message me after we finish.
No, like they're actually confidential.
Oh! Okay. Okay. I will think of you every time I go out. And every night when I sleep.
Does that woman not even give you a proper blanket? Sarah said nothing. It seemed ill-mannered to complain, particularly when Mariette already understood the way things were. But oh, it was so delightful to have someone be protective on her behalf. Ma chérie, to survive in this world you must plan. Do not let that woman make you so weak that you cannot improve yourself. I will not always be here. You must find your own way. If your position is too dreadful to survive, then you must find another.
But there's nowhere for me to go except into the street.
Nonsense. You have schooling. You could become a governess. You could make yourself charming for one of those patrons who used to visit the school. The work you do for Madame Minchin, you could do elsewhere and receive wages. From there, you could move up. You must look and you must fight. Sarah blinked rapidly. She had always taken Miss Minchin's proclamations for granted, that there was nowhere else for her to go, that she would starve if she fled. Practical, worldly Mariette ripped the veil from those thoughts in an instant. Of course there were other ways to survive. How else would the rest of the world manage?
By starving?
Like the beggar child the other day?
I mean, that's kind of how America works.
There may be another way. I told you that I was contracted to become your maid by a friend of your father's, Perry. If you can reach Perry, if I am there, I will take you to him and vouch that you are Captain Crew's daughter. He might take you in for his friend's memory.
Oh!
Her head swam with the possibilities. To live in France, to meet her father's friends, perhaps even her mother's if someone had known her.
Yeah, to meet your father's friends. Like your next door neighbor. What? What? And if we went to Paris, both of us, then I would not have to lose Mariette. I would have to find fare somehow, unless I could disguise myself as a boy and work as a sailor.
There are many things you could do. Some will go badly. Not everyone will help you. You may not succeed.
But I might, like you did. If I could be like you, I think I would be happy.
Right, shaking her head slightly. If you could see yourself. He reached out and fussed with the edges of Sarah's new shawl, even though there was nothing that truly needed to be adjusted. That is better. Mariette's fingers brushed against the side of Sarah's cheek and sighed in contentment. You do not need me as your mother, madam. Sarah opened her eyes, considering her words carefully.
I think that everyone needs models. Stories that they tell themselves about what might be possible. Even if they are only hopes and wishes, they make a difference in what you believe and in what you dare to do. We can't ride our wishes, but we can still follow them.
Ah, ma chérie, you are a wise child, just as your father said. After that, they parted ways to carry out their supper. Mariette's shawl snugly wrapped around Sarah's shoulder. When Sarah returned to Miss Minchin's seminary, her heart felt lighter than it had been in.
I'll talk to Becky tonight. We can make plans together. There must be a better future for her, too.
She carefully hid her smile at Miss approach, knowing that the older woman might find unexpected mirth to be impertinent. She did not, however, think to hide the other sign of the day's engagement because, wow, so dumb. Sarah Crew, what are you wearing?
Aren't you so excited to get that voice back?
No.
A shawl?
You know no such thing. Where did you get that?
Perhaps someone thought it was wrong for a young girl to be out in the cold without a winter coat or even a shawl.
You ungrateful creature! Are you criticizing me? Did you steal that from this school? From me?
I didn't steal anything. It was a gift.
No one would have give you a gift. You must have stolen from Miss St. John's room. Admit it!
I would not steal. Mariette gave me the shawl.
Still making up tales, Sarah. Your maid is long gone. She snatched the knitted cover from Sarah's shoulders. I will return this to Miss St. John.
It's not Ermengarde's.
Then I will search for its proper owner and return it. I will not have a member of my household stealing from her betters.
I do not intend to be a member of your household.
This girl is so fucking dumb. Like, so fucking dumb.
Yes? But most children are dumb?
Uh-huh. I don't like most children either.
Yeah?
Oh! Is that what you think? Miss Minchin's hand shot out, gripping Sarah just under her chin and pushing up her face. Her voice dropped to a venomous whisper, her words a shared secret between the two of them. I could have let you die with your father. I wanted to do it. You were my failure. Never wanted to see you again. But I was convinced to change my mind. You belong to me now, Sarah Crew. Your life is mine to do with as I choose, and best you not forget it.
You're wrong. My life belongs to me.
Only her eyes spoke defiantly. Sometimes I think you are a monster. A normal child would have wept to be in your place. But you, there's something unholy about you. Mark my words, you will learn your place. She let go of Sarah's chin, only to take an even tighter grip on her arm. Come with me! I have allowed you to become too independent. Perhaps I should not send you out so often.
But if I don't go, I can't see Mariette. I'm sorry.
You certainly will be! She dragged Sarah up to the door of her attic nest and shoved her inside. You will have no food tonight, or tomorrow either. That should make some impression on you.
Yes, Miss Minchin.
Remember, you are in my debt. Everything you are given belongs to me. Any day that you do not work, you are stealing from me. And stealing will always be punished. She slammed the door behind her as she left. Sarah stood alone in the attic, a wintry draft rattling at her skylight.
She'll never let me go. What can I do? She'll not let me leave. If I run away, she will find me. She could lock me in this room forever and no one would stop her. Mariette, if she leaves, if the Indian gentleman takes her away to Paris before Miss Minchin lets me see her, how will I ever find her again? What can I do?
Her feet were slow and heavy, still caked with mud. She stumbled to her bed and sat upon the unwelcoming mattress.
I wish Mariette were here to hold me.
Even the sight of the sky above her could not lift her spirits.
The birds can fly away, but
Her head came to rest against the cold surface of the wall.
Oh, Papa, why did you have to die?
Sarah did not know how long she slept that night, but she had been tired enough to sleep deeply and profoundly, too deeply and soundly to be disturbed by anything. When she awoke at last, it was slowly and sleepily, as one who is not quite sure where the boundaries lie between waking and dreaming. She felt warm, comfortable, perhaps even too warm. That, of course, she could not believe. The attic was never so warm and cozy except in her beautiful supposings.
She's dead.
I mean, I'm assuming that the Indian guy came over through the sky again and picked her up and brought her over, and now they're going to just adopt her.
What a nice dream. I don't want to wake up.
But even though she kept her eyes closed tightly, she could not stay asleep. Something in the room was forcing her to awaken. The sense of light and a sound. The sound of a crackling, roaring little fire.
What could it be? Oh, I haven't awakened. I am dreaming yet.
Oh, they didn't take her. They just prettied up her room, I guess.
That's why he put nails in the wall.
She sat up, resting on her elbow, and her breathing came fast.
It isn't melting away. I've never had such a dream before.
She scarcely dared to stir, but at last she pushed the bedclothes aside and put her feet on the floor.
I can smell it. I can smell the fire. And food? It feels real, but it can't be. It's bewitched, or I'm bewitched. And I only think I see it all. Oh, but if I can only keep on thinking it, I don't care.
She sprang up, touched the table, the dishes, the rug. She went to the bed and touched the blankets. She took up the soft, wadded dressing gown and suddenly clutched it to her breast and held it to her cheek.
It's warm, it's soft, it's real, it must be.
She almost staggered to the books and opened the one which lay upon. Something was written on the flyleaf. Little girl in the attic, from a friend. When she saw that, she put her face down, book just for a moment, bursts into tears, and then ruins the book with her water. Someone cared. In a moment, she collected her wits and ran to the attic door to signal the companion.
Becky, Becky, wake up! Come and see!
Miss? Becky stared around the room, her eyes moved from one item larger with every. The soft slippers, the fire, the books. Around and around her gaze went until she looked quite dizzy with it all. Oh, miss, how can it be?
I don't know. Maybe it was magic after all. The magic that won't ever quite let the worst things happen.
She removed the covers from the dishes on the table.
Look, Becky, muffins, still warm.
It is magic, miss. Do you think it can melt away? Hadn't we better enjoy it quick?
Once it strikes noon, everything disappears.
She picked up a muffin and crammed as much as she could into her mouth all at once.
Stop! You'll make yourself sick. Maybe we do only have this for a moment, but if that's so, we should enjoy it the best that we can. And that means eating slowly enough that we taste it. What's that like?
I don't know, maybe you should try it.
It would probably help if I had working taste buds, according to some people.
Maybe you need to eat slower and really savor the sensations on your tongue.
How can I savor things I can't tell exist?
By paying attention to them.
Oh, is that how attraction works?
Yeah, if you pay attention to someone.
Wait, say that again, you cut out.
I said maybe if you pay attention to someone.
Gosh dang.
Hmm?
You cut out like at the exact same point. You're like, maybe.
Maybe the universe really just doesn't want you to know the secrets.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Maybe we've uncovered the secret.
The secret of attraction.
Yep. That secret everyone else seems to know about.
Ah, yes, all the aloes know about.
Like, I sent you that quote earlier in the week, and I still don't understand.
I only vaguely remember the quote.
Something, something, horny, something, something, a collarbone, something, something,
Oh,
jingle.
Right, that
Yeah.
thing that didn't make sense and I still don't believe is truth. Like, no, that can't be true.
They sat before the blazing fire and ate the nourishing food, and they could not help looking at each other in a kind of joyous wonder. The sleepy comfort, which at length almost overpowered them, was a heavenly thing. The drowsiness of happy, well-fed childhood, and the fire's glow and luxuriated in it. Reckon we'd better get down to work, miss, unless the magic gone and made Miss Minchin disappear too.
But wouldn't that be wonderful? I suppose you're right. We wouldn't want her to come up here looking for us now. I don't know if all this will still be here when we get back. Maybe it was only lent for us for one day, because we needed it so badly.
If it ain't here in the evening, miss, it's been here this morning anyways, and I shan't never forget it. She looked at each particular thing and pointed to them in turn, as if to record them in her memory. The fire was there, and the table before it, and the lamp was there with its light rosy red. And there was satin on your bed, and there was soup and sandwiches and muffins there was. Here's the thing. The ultimate, lead up to how the story seems to be going is that Sarah will be adopted and everything will be good for her again and blah, 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 and I'm so happy about it. But a rich girl becoming poor and showing just how spoiled she was, and then becoming rich again doesn't solve issues like Becky's, where she has never been rich. She appreciates every little thing because she has so little, and she's not going to get that same uplift. Mariette, who has been trying to help Sarah, is going to go back down below her level.
Yes!
I hate this game. Together, still wrapped in the warmth of their secret, Becky and Sarah walked down the narrow attic stairs and back into the lives of their treasure. Sarah could not help but be changed by the experience. She walked into the schoolroom with a springing step, color in her cheeks, and a smile hovering about the corner. Her high spirits were quite astonishing to see, especially to one who had expected her to be humble. What is the meaning of this? You do not look as if you realize that you are a disgrace. Are you absolutely hardened?
That's the worst thing to think of. Come on.
Hmm?
Because I was raised in such a Christian environment, it made me think of the story of Moses and the Pharaoh. Every time that, every bit Moses would come up and be like, hey, let us all leave. Stop making us slaves and let us go. And it was like, Pharaoh refused and his heart was hardened.
Really? Because the first thing I think of is just hardened. And I'm just imagining Sarah in an orange jumpsuit, covered in tattoos and shit.
Wait, say that first part again?
Concept of hardened criminal.
Oh. Because I heard hardened, but imagine Sarah in an orange jumpsuit and tattoos. I'm like, wait, what?
Hardened. No, I'm imagining her as that thing that Trump imagines DACA recipients to be, because he's wrong.
I beg your pardon, Miss Minchin. I know that I am in disgrace.
Be good enough not to forget it and look as if you had come to fortune. It is an impertinence.
You need to be sad.
You need to be miserable. And remember that you are to have no food today.
Yes, Miss Minchin. If the magic had not saved me just in time, how horrible it would have been. Boop. Boop.
Mm-hmm.
And go.
Wow.
No.
So we're gonna reset. Wow. So we're gonna reset that. Wow. Wow.
On one hand, wow, that brought her hunger up so high.
Yeah, and on the other hand, we got one chill for all that.
Reset.
Mm-hmm. Hooray!
Swear on all that is holy.
If we get no hunger this time. Oh my god. The game heard me saying how I hate it, and it wanted to say it hates me too.
See, but having 13 hunger is better than having 9 or 10 chill?
Mm-hmm.
So part of me is like, let's just keep this?
I feel like the ideal is I would like to have at least 2 or 3 chill and at least 2 or 3 hunger.
So redo?
You're in control, so it's technically up to you, but I would push for a redo. But of course, it's all chance, so we might be sitting here.
I mean, what better do... I despise everything.
Okay, so I'm okay. Okay. This is okay. It's not ideal, but we got 3 chill, which is better than the chill. Are you okay with it?
Right now, I'd rather just sit down and throw my luck into literally anything else.
Okay, we can redo it.
No, I mean, like, just screw this game. Let me just pull up, like, Pokemon or some garbage and see how lucky shiny hunting would be for me at this rate. I might not get what I want, but maybe I'll just get something so entirely crazy with how crazy our luck is.
Gifts in the attic had not disappeared. In fact, they had increased.
Oh, hi, Melik!
Hello, Melik. Welcome back. Yay, Melik did show up.
But, like, to go from so much hunger to so much chill to so much hunger to, like...
Look, I asked for 2 to 3 hunger and 2 to 3 chill. We got that. I'm satisfied.
But, like, how does that luck work? How?
Randomly. I mean, I don't know if it's weighted weirdly.
Man, I need to have you on a call while I'm actually trying to do something, like, that involves luck, because maybe something would actually happen.
Yeah, so you remember that time that we played the table? Stuff happened for you, and I kept failing by 1 on every roll.
So what you're saying is I need to
Literally every roll.
I need to actually start streaming an RPG with you on call so that I get the best luck ever.
Yeah, but then I'll be miserable.
Depends on the RPG.
Okay, I mean, if it was the Final Fantasy RPG, I'd at least be okay with it.
Ha 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 ha.
Ah ha 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 ha!
So exactly, I should start streaming a Final Fantasy with you on call.
You know, if there's a non-pornographic Final Fantasy dating sim.
Did you read this line?
I did.
Okay.
I also like how you started talking about shinies, and that was the Melik appeared.
Melik knew.
That's how to summon a Melik.
Talk about Pokemon. Oh, Melik, did you ever catch that Weedle?
Or any other shiny?
I know that you were looking for a Weedle last week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, talk about shiny Pokemon and Melik appears. Uh,
That first night, Becky and Sarah had returned to the attic to find the tables more, now with cups and plates for both of them, a new supper, and a vase with fresh flowers on the mantelpiece.
yeah!
Yay! Congrats, Malik.
Wait! Did you get a shiny Pidgey too? Man, I need to play Let's Go again.
Nice.
Ugh.
After that, there seemed no pattern to it. Every day or so, some new comfort or wonder would materialize when no one was. The ugly walls were covered with pictures and draperies. Books were stacked into place. The remains of old meals were cleared away and new food left in its place.
It's like they had a maid.
Not just a maid, a benefactor.
It is exactly like something fairy come true. That just sounds weird to me. Is this my Garrett? Am I the same cold, ragged, damp Sarah? And to think I used to pretend and wish there were fairies. I feel as if I might be a fairy myself, and able to turn things into anything else. I feel as if I might wish for anything, diamonds or bags of gold, and they would appear. Don't wish for diamonds, it's how your dad died.
Wish for your dad and maybe you'll have a corpse show up on your doorstep.
Ouch!
Hmm?
You're a savage!
No, I'm just referencing the monkey's paw story.
The what?
The monkey's paw story. You know that
Monkey?
one?
No.
The story of like, what's it? Like the salesman comes and convinces this family to buy a monkey's paw thing, and he says that it can grant 3 wishes. And around the same time, they gain news that their son has died. So I think it's like the mom makes a wish with the monkey's paw that her son would come home or something, or like the son would come back to life. And of course, nothing immediately happened. Then this garish like monster comes to their door and gradually starts like scratching at the door and pounding on the door and trying to get in. And I think the second wish, that might have been the second wish, because I believe there were 3 wishes. Actually, let me just look it up.
What kind of stories were you reading as a child?
This was for school.
What?
Yeah.
This is the time I remember that our school environments were so totally different.
Yep. Here we go. Right.
Like I was reading the Chronicles of Narnia for English class.
Wow. Yeah, we would never.
I'm not joking. 8th grade, we read the final Chronicles of Narnia book.
It would have been like a free reading thing. That was not assigned reading for sure. Yes. Oh, okay, no. It's not a merchant. It's a family friend, Sergeant Major Morris, who expresses is telling of his exploits abroad, and then the family dad expresses interest in going to India. Sergeant Major says he would be better off staying home, and he takes a small mummified paw out of his pocket. He explains that a fakir, mystical miracle worker, placed a spell on the paw to prove that people's lives are governed by fate and that it is dangerous to meddle with fate. And so the Sergeant Major has considered selling the paw, but he doesn't want it to cause. Moreover, no one will buy the paw without first seeing proof effect. So he throws it into a fireplace, but then the dad quickly rescues it from the fire. And the sergeant major warns him to leave it alone, but he eventually explains how to make a wish. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. No, here we go. So the first wish is, somewhat jokingly, they wish for money.
Okay.
And then you're like, haha, never, that's ridiculous. Then the son leaves for work. And then that night, this law firm representative guy, the son's employer, comes. And he says the son has been caught in the machinery. And so they give the family 200 pounds.
Oh.
Then they bury their son. Several days pass and the couple feels exhausted and hopeless. And then the father wakes up and hears his wife crying by the window. And then she suddenly cries out that she wants the monkey's paw and wishes her son back to life. The husband resists and tells her that the death and 200 pounds they received had nothing to do with his wish the previous night. He says that he didn't want to tell her, but Herbert was so mangled. Herbert, this is the son.
Yeah.
Was so mangled that he had to identify the body by the clothes. But the mother doesn't listen and continues to insist on wishing him back to life with the monkey's paw. Then, after a while, it's kind of quiet. And then they hear the clock and the candle goes out. And the matches all go out. And there's a knock at the door. And she hears the knock and says, "Oh, it's him." And she realized he hadn't returned right after the wish was made because he'd had to walk 2 miles from the graveyard to their house. He begs her not to open the door, but she breaks free and runs downstairs. But the knocking keeps becoming more insistent and more insistent and more insistent. And as she's pulling back the bolt, the father finds the paw and makes a final wish. The knocking stops, and there's no one outside the door.
You read this for class?
Yeah. In like high school or something. Maybe junior high. We also read The Telltale Heart.
I read The Telltale Heart in 11th grade. It was The Telltale Heart and Cask of Amontillado. We read in 11th grade as our Poe section. That story's kind of horrifying. Yeah, it is.
I mean, it is a horror story, I guess. But like...
Sorry, Halloween was 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm. Okay, but earlier in this same stream, Sarah's like, "Oh, Papa, why did you have to die?"
Yeah, but you don't have a monkey paw.
Yeah, but she's apparently having wishes granted. I mean, it's one of those careful what you wish for stories.
Yes, it's the same thing as the normal genie stories of like, careful what you wish for because it will be taken the wrong way and you'll be unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, tale as old as time.
Yeah.
But it's still horrifying.
It's a combination careful what you wish for, and once the dead are dead, they're gone.
Yeah.
Like, they can never come back. Same.
Cue the line from Aladdin.
As best as she could manage, she split her bounty with Becky. Furnishings were difficult for a little girl to move unheard on her own. Books were of no interest to her friend, but other things could be shared. A new mattress had appeared, and so Sarah's old thin one was moved and stacked atop Becky's, along with half the new blankets and pillows. Becky proclaimed it the most comfortable sleep she'd ever had. I really just... Like, why?
Yes.
Like, they haven't confirmed that Sarah is the little girl that they're looking for.
But apparently they're just helping her. Apparently.
Just giving her all this. Because she seems to have the bearing of a rich girl.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to give it to the poor out in the street.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do all this for
Mm-hmm.
a little rich girl
Mm-hmm.
who's no longer rich,
Mm-hmm.
but seems on her way to becoming rich again.
Mm-hmm. Also,
So eat the rich.
I also don't know how many times I've done that in a row. The
Well, where does it all come from, miss? Who does it?
Isn't it more beautiful not to know?
No. You should know who to thank. Just that
You can thank God.
over my literally dead body. Becky pointed the pink and white lilies in the vase, whose petals erupted outward like a joyous shout. I remember you telling stories about heaven, miss. Fields and lilies. Do you think his angels come to help us?
See? You can thank God. Even Becky says so.
You don't see me, but my head is currently so far down it's under the table.
I knew that you would be doing something like that.
But it's not God, and we know it. Because if it is, miss, I think I'd better get back to church right quick to say my thanks. I'm joking.
Is that because you had to say the word church and thanks in the same sentence?
We know that there is a non-God benefactor in this story who she should actually be grateful for, rather than just taking it for granted again.
That's a nice thing to do, whether it's angels or fairies or something else. But let us not try too hard to solve the riddle. If it is fairies, they might disappear if we try to catch them.
God, I hate Sarah. Elsewhere, others were still unaware of the magic, but not blind to its effects.
You're too happy. Let's make you miserable.
Sarah Crew looks quite unusual lately. Absolutely fattening, I'd say. Don't know how she done it, considering. Don't be ridiculous. She's always had plenty to eat. I've provided for her out of my own generosity. As you say, ma'am. There's something very disagreeable in saying that sort of thing in a child her age. It might almost be called defiance. Heard a story among the girls once about that, Sarah. They were saying what might happen if people find out she really were a princess. Rubbish! Don't talk nonsense! I don't know why I'm speaking to you anyway. Get back to your work!
Ouch.
Yes, ma'am. At the beginning of the next week, a man knocked on the door of Miss Minchin's school. When Sarah was sent to answer it, she found no one there, only a selection of parcels. She laid the 2 largest parcels on the hall table and was looking at the address. Vision came down the stairs and saw her. Take the things to the young lady to whom they belong! Don't stand there staring at them!
They belong to me.
To you? What are you talking about?
I don't know where they came from, but they are addressed to the little girl in the right-hand attic. That is where I sleep. Becky has the other one. So apparently there's a right-hand addict and a left-hand addict?
You know, this inherently has to be like from the perspective of the other house, because if you're on the other side, then right hand and left hand switch. Open them at once! Sarah did as she was commanded. Inside the packages was pretty and comfortable clothing. Dresses, shoes, stockings, and gloves, and a beautiful coat. There was even a nice hat and an umbrella. They were all good and expensive things, and on the pocket of the coat was pinned a paper, on which were written these words: "To be worn every day. Will be replaced by others when necessary." Miss Minchin was quite agitated. Sarah, dear, is it possible that you do have living relatives in this country? An uncle or cousin of your father's, perhaps?
None that I've ever known. Papa never told me anything about family in England.
Even though he definitely was raised in England, like, I don't
Maybe
understand.
he's an orphan and an only child.
Well, someone is very kind to you. Sarah could not know what thoughts were racing behind Miss Minchin's eyes, but the change in her voice was clear.
Person is too rich, might need to treat her better.
As the things have been sent, and you are to have new ones, you may as well go and put them on and look respectable.
That sounds like exactly what I said.
After you are dressed, you may come downstairs and learn your lessons in the schoolroom. You need not go out on any more errands today.
I am to be a student again?
Rather, what it is that she is hoping that whoever this benefactor is will reveal himself so that she can take advantage of him now instead.
It doesn't seem real. Gosh dang it!
Now it's back. Save.
To you, Malik, who might not have saw the earlier ones, these are all the original stats and the original things we could have done before we basically became a servant. It also didn't keep our stats from before we swapped.
Of course not. I'm gonna message you a thing as well. Unless you don't want any spoilers at all.
Don't write it. Don't.
No?
No.
Okay, then everything's up to you.
I'm just gonna do one of these. I'm just gonna do that. No.
But we're gonna leave 2 whole things untouched.
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, go for a walk is objectively not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And tutoring's not really worth it. Not with this garbage.
Anyway. Ah, what an artist. Great, we got a little of everything. In the afternoon, Sarah and Becky sat together on a new couch in the beautiful attic hideaway. No one else had yet been invited to view the changes, but every student had seen Sarah in her fine new clothes, sitting back in her old place of honor in the schoolroom.
I am not sure who I am anymore.
You making something up in your head, miss?
What?
When you stare at the clothes like that, all dreaming like, usually means you're making a new story.
Not this time. I am wondering what I ought to do. It seems like it can't be fairies, now that other people have seen the magic happening. Miss Minchin thinks I might have relatives that I don't know about.
Well, if you don't know, you wouldn't know, would you, miss?
Yes, you don't know what you don't know. But if there's a person, a real person, who is doing all this for me, then somehow or other I must find out who it is, so that I can thank them. Isn't that so?
Yes. Seems so, miss, but you don't know where they're at, but they know where you're at, sure enough. Seems if they wanted to talk to you, they could go ahead and do it.
Maybe it's a riddle that I'm meant to solve. With magic, there is always a challenge.
But with rich people, everything's just handed to you.
I hope I'll think of something soon. For now, if you sit still, I'll get one of the new books and read it to you. What was that?
Something's there, miss. It was a strange little sound, like a soft scratching.
It sounds rather like a cat trying to get in.
Or a monkey. Sarah climbed up to peer out of the sky.
Oh.
See, it was a little bit wrong.
I was a little bit wrong, but I was very close.
Yeah.
I also forget how to pronounce it.
Well, apparently not the way you looked up because it's a different spelling.
Oh, it is... Can you look up the pronunciation?
Hmm?
Oh, it is... Charon?
I feel like it wouldn't be. It's Indian.
I don't know. I suck at pronunciations.
Well, I pulled up, or I did a Google search, and instead I got an Indian film actor.
Well, how do you pronounce the name?
Let's see if it tells me. It might not tell me.
There's usually a pronunciation thing.
Oh. It's also a case living in these two states of India.
What?
Well, I found that the meaning of the name is God's feet.
That is an unfortunate meaning.
Shut up. Charon? That's what the thing is saying.
Sure, I'll try it.
Here, I'll turn the volume up higher and you can hear it for yourself.
I think I heard a little bit of it, but go for it.
Turn it up higher so you can hear it.
Sharon?
I'll send you what it has on the screen.
Learning how to pronounce Pronounce...
I don't know which dialect of Indian it comes from. Or like Indian languages.
I'm gonna try my best, and I'm sorry for anyone. I'm just sorry.
I'm mostly sorry that I keep Indian because I don't know what Indian is.
Oh, it is Chalin. He has crept out of the last guy's attic again, and he saw our light.
Are you gonna let him in, Miss?
Yes, of course. It's too cold for monkeys to be out. They're delicate. I'll coax him in.
She opened the skylight and spoke to the monkey in soft, coaxing tones, the same as she would use on a sparrow or a rat, or even Miss Minchin's cat, Tybalt.
Yes, she spoke to the money, and the money came to her.
Yep. After a moment's hesitation, the creature seemed grateful. He hopped through the skylight and ran through the room in a great circle, even climbed over Becky's lap. How his tail tickles. After his initial exploration, the monkey curled up in a heap on a soft blanket and fell fast asleep.
Poor little thing. I wonder how long he was out there.
What shall you do with him?
We don't have proper food or water for him here. I'll have to carry him next door to his owners. I hope he stays asleep. I'm not sure how Miss Minchin would react if a monkey were running loose in her school.
In the house next door, the monkey's absence had not yet been noted. Mr. Carrisford, himself still an invalid, was once again entertaining a visitor.
This was you.
Was it?
Yes.
Alright, because it was sickly.
Yeah.
News. Did you find the child the Russian couple adopted?
Her name is Emily Carew. She's much younger than Captain Crew's little girl. I've seen and talked to her. She's not the child we're looking for.
The search has to be begun all over again.
Come, we'll find her yet. We will go to France together. Paris, of course. We might also consider Bordeaux. The climate there will be kinder to you this season.
Yes, we must begin at once. No time should be lost. Yet.
You seem reluctant. We could survey the schools of London if you wish to remain longer. You might have been wrong about France. Many British officers send their offspring here.
No, there is a child in London. She is not a student. A poor little serving drudge in the house next door. Ram Das told me of the child's misery, and together we invented a romantic plan to aid her. He gave us something to plan and think about in these long, dark days while you have been gone. Since I could not find the child we sought, who is in fact this same child, I could at least bring comfort to some other parentless soul, except it is her, as a matter of fact. If we do leave for France, I must consider what to do for that child. It would be cruelty to abandon her now.
A child without family? Perhaps you should bring her with you.
Only the rich-seeming one, though.
She might prove a companion for Crew's child, if you find her.
You know, I kind of hope that he adopts both Sarah and Becky.
Part of me is also hoping for that.
I hope about that.
I'm hoping they take Becky with them.
I feel like even if they did, they would hire Becky as like a maid for Sarah, not an equal, you know?
Yeah.
That's the part that worries me.
Well, we'll find out.
No, it would be unkind to pluck a little London girl. spirit her off to a country where she knows no one and does not speak the language. She does not even know me. Never met. I have played the mysterious benefit, changing her life distance.
The distance of next door.
From us, we're not agile and soft. He has crept into the child's very bedroom. Gifts. Here's the man himself. And salaamed respectfully, with excitement in his eyes.
Sahib, the child herself has come. The child whom we have discussed. She brings back Charan, who had again run away to her attic under the roof. I have asked that she remain. It was my thought that it would please you to see and speak with her, if your strength is sufficient for a visit.
Yes, I think they should like to see her this one.
Only one, Sahib?
Do the child no kindness to befriend her now. Abandon her at once. Carmichael has returned from his journey. As soon as possible, we must embark for France to continue the search.
You are not yet recovered.
I will not allow excuses to hold me back from doing what must be done. I will go at once. I must. But that is nothing to do with this child. Please go bring her in so that I may learn that she is in fact the child I.
As Ramdas left the room, he turned to Carmichael.
See, that is another reason that I cannot bring the girl with me to Paris. Fear it might be too tempting to see the child I have not yet found. I will leave some fund trust for her, the solicitor. Wish her well. That will be an end to it. She will never know.
Wow. They gifted her the exact same out.
So the artist didn't have to redraw the sprites.
I'm gonna drink.
Sorry, the drinking game is not visible anymore.
To you. No, I didn't actually come up. No. Actually, if there was a drinking game for this game,
You'd
it
be
would
wasted?
honestly just consist of every time I say, God, I hate this game, drink.
So we would all be wasted.
Then Sarah came into the room, carrying the monkey in her arms. He had awakened, and he evidently apart from help. He was clinging to her and chattering. The interesting excitement of finding herself gentle brought a flush to Sarah's cheeks.
Your monkey ran away again. He came to my window and I let him in because it was so cold.
That was very thoughtful of you.
Shall I give him to the Lascar now? Lascar?
Do you know he is a Lascar?
Oh, I know Lascars. I was born in India.
The Indian gentleman sat upright so suddenly, a change of expression, that she was for a moment quite startled. The monkey escaped from her grasp and off to the left. Look at her face.
Oh crap, what did I say? What'd I do? I'm gonna die.
Born in India. Come here, child.
Sarah went to him and laid her hand in his. Take it.
You live next door at Miss Seminary, a school. But you are not one of her pupils.
I don't think I know exactly what I am. At first I was a pupil and a parlor boarder, but now I sleep in the attic next to the scullery maid.
Raised her hand in his, eyes wide, then turned away.
question, Herr Carmichael. I cannot.
What is this about?
Mr. Carmichael laid his hands on Sarah's shoulder, gently guided her steps away from the fragile man. Stooped a bit, lowering his eyes to her level. Soothingly.
What is your name, my dear? Sarah? What do you mean that you were a pupil at first, Sarah?
Now, this would all be very simple if they just asked.
What is
"No,
your
what is
last
your
name?"
full name?
Yeah.
What is your full name, Tara?
Yes. Yes. When I was first taken there by my papa, but he died. He lost all his money. There was none left for me. There was no one to take care of me or to pay Miss Minchin. How did your father lose his money? He did not lose it himself. He had a friend he was very fond of. It was his friend who took his money. He loved his friend too much. He trusted him. He should not.
Now came the quavering voice of the invalid gentleman.
Perhaps the friend might not have meant to do harm. It might have happened through mistake.
Sarah's response was,
It did not matter for my papa. The shock of it killed him. What was your father's name, child? His name was Ralph Crewe, Captain Crewe. He died in India.
Ah! It is the child! The child!
And the
eyes
music
bulged in his head,
swelled.
quite pale.
The music swelled.
I can only barely hear it again.
Let's press up round.
Quite pale before exploding in a fit of coughing.
Don't kill my ears and the ears of any of the viewers.
It
Tom.
said he exploded in a fit of coughing. Lost guy ran to his side at once, while the other gentleman looked away and cleared his throat.
Yes, well, Ram Das is a devoted servant.
Gay lover?
Yes.
Sarah could not understand his words, so overwhelmed as she was with the strength of the Indian gentleman's reaction. It seemed for a moment as if he might die right there in front of her. Ram Das, the Lascar, poured out drops from a bottle into a snifter and held it to his master's lips while soothing his trembling shoulders. With two of them so evidently occupied, Sarah turned in confusion to the other man in the room.
What child am I? Mr. Carrisford was your father's friend, Sarah. Don't be afraid. We have been looking for you. For me? Then he was the one who lost my papa's money? He only thought that he had lost it. It was a mistake. But he believed that it was true, and because he loved your father so much, his grief made him so ill that he was not in his right mind.
Previous gay lover.
Gosh dang it, you!
What?
I can't do voices when I'm laughing.
Well, get good.
He almost died of brain fever, and long before he began to recover, your poor papa was dead. He did not know where to find you. He believed you in school in France or in Russia. We have been searching the world for you. And I was so near.
Ram Das clasped his master's shoulder in a gesture of support. Mr. Carrisford looked calmer now, leaning back in his chair and breathing freely, though still pale.
I did not guess.
Oh, that's Ram Dass. Okay.
That's you.
Nor did I dream that you were his friend's poor child. I saw only that you were a little girl who was kind to others and was not treated with kindness.
Mom told me how he saw you go by on your errands, sad and neglected, and how you slept in a cold and joyless garret. Wished to make you happier. Not Becky, because fuck Becky.
And so I climbed through your window to bring you gifts and try to make you comfortable.
Sarah's face lit. She walked up to Ramdas and Mr. Carrisford, her hands clasped to her breast.
You sent the things to me? The beautiful things? It is you who are my friends.
With that, there were many tears and embraces.
You have your other sweet face that I was very gay for. Those eyes must be your mother's.
It's really not that funny.
They are mine. People often say that they are strange, so they must not look like my mother's because she was beautiful.
Ramdas chuckled deeply at her words.
Little one, many things can be both strange and beautiful. Oh,
Mr. Carmichael stepped in now to turn matters back to the practical.
Sarah, now that we have found you, we wish to begin plans for your future. Your father's share of the diamonds will be yours, but for now, you may wish to complete your schooling.
She is not to return to that son. They have abused and mistreated her quite enough.
I need not go back. I am glad.
As a side note, I would just like to observe that Mariette works in this household. She lives here. She must have known. There's no way that she could not have known.
This is the main story, and we'll get to the Mariette piece later?
I'm so angry. I hate this fucking game.
Carmichael, go and speak to Miss Minchin.
Oh, sorry. She'll be very angry. She does not like me, though perhaps it is my fault, because I do not like her. However, there is someone special that must be told.
At this point, there came a knock upon the door. It seemed that Carmichael would be spared the trip, for the visitor at the door was none other than... I'm very sorry to disturb you, Miss Carrisford, but I have explanations to make. I'm the proprietress of the Select Seminary for Young Ladies next door, and I've come here as a matter of duty. I have just been discovered that you have been intruded upon through the forwardness of one of my pupils, a charity pupil, who intruded without my knowledge. She turned upon Sarah. Go home at once. You shall be severely punished. Both Ramdas and Mr. Carrisford each laid a protective hand on one of Sarah's shoulders, even though she's standing not in between them.
Shh.
She's not going. Her home for the future will be with us.
With you? That is most...
Mr. Carrisford, madam, was an intimate friend of the late Captain Crewe. He was his partner in certain large investments. The fortune which Captain Crewe supposed he had lost has been recovered.
Sarah's fortune?
Certain events have increased it enormously. The diamond mines have retrieved themselves. There are not many princesses, Miss Minchin, who are richer than your little charity pupil will be.
Aghast, she looked back and forth between the members of the room, expecting someone to admit the jest, but no such explanation was forthcoming. The muscles in her neck tightened visibly as she swallowed. I see! That is most fortunate for her. Until now, I have been forced to do everything for her out of my own pocket. But for me, she should have starved in the streets.
She might have starved more comfortably there than in your attic.
I maintain a school of many pupils. I cannot keep them all in comfort without fun. But now, if she can pay for her schooling as the others did, I'm very pleased to keep her.
If Sarah herself wishes to return to you, I dare say Mr. Carrisford might not refuse to allow it.
And yes, Malik, her daydreams actually come true because this bitch is the luckiest rich little girl who has only just finally suffered in her life and is immediately having it worst, while other people suffer and they just... Have I mentioned I hate this game?
But that rests with Sarah. And yes, you have said that you hate this game so very much.
This requirement to plead for Sarah's acceptance really did not sit well, but she would not give up easily because she's really, really dire desire of me. Dear Sarah, I have not spoiled you, perhaps, but you know that your papa was pleased with your progress at my seminary. And I have always been fond of you.
Have you, Miss Minchin? I did not know that.
We used to take tea together, do you recall? I have always had your best interest at heart. I have even allowed you to communicate for an day. If you return, all can be as it was. Sarah's green eyes fixed on her with a quiet, determined look.
You know why I will not go home with you. You know quite well.
Have you no gratitude? Are you completely heartless?
Why, yes, I am a nobody. I am very grateful for the good friends that have sustained me when I was in need, but you have never been my friend. I do not wish for any harm to come to you, except for that one time I wished a lot of harm to come to you. But I will never belong to you again.
Miss Minchin flinched, though she held herself proudly.
Perhaps she did the best that she could. She did give me a place to sleep and books to read. She was not kind, but she was not deliberately vicious most of the time. That is not enough. I will not allow obligation or forced gratitude to put me in a position where she can hurt me again. I am free now. I will have a new life.
You know, I really feel like this game meant to make us sympathize with Sarah and mention this awful villain. But like, I don't. I actually don't. Like, Miss Minchin's not the best person. She's really not the worst. Like, she honestly isn't. And I really don't like how smug Sarah gets to be.
Well, she's rich now. She gets to be as smug as she wants.
There was a great bustling around the front of Miss Minchin's Select Seminary, as all of Sarah's belongings, and Becky's as well, were removed and carried out to the house next door. The proprietress herself could do nothing but stand and fume, to have had such a chance and let it slip from her fingers. The girls were abuzz with whispers and rumors. Those who had been friends, like kind, dependable Ermengarde, came forward to wish Sarah good fortune on her travels. Others hid themselves away in shame at their own past behavior, or chagrin for not keeping up a connection which might now prove to be valuable. Mr. Carrisford's home, too, was filled with activities as rooms were rearranged to make them more welcoming to the two little girls. Ram Dass had no choice but to lock Churn away to keep him out from underfoot. One member of Mr. Carrisford's household seemed particularly distressed by the excitement, but not because she wished to prevent it. Mademoiselle! The maid ran up from the service area to where Sarah stood in the street, supervising the move. Wow, we are apparently adopting Becky as well, and Sarah's in her which definitely got sold off, but apparently they bought a brand new, exactly the same. Don't they know that fashions change? Are they really that rich if they just buy the same thing but from like 2 seasons ago?
I was gonna make a joke, but it's not very funny and it's only applicable to me. Mariette!
Say it anyway.
No.
Say it anyway.
Read the line.
After you say it.
Gosh dang it, you! It was gonna be something stupid about me not knowing anything about fashion trends and buying roughly the same thing all the time.
Yeah, well, you're a guy.
Yeah.
I feel like guy fashion doesn't actually change that much, but women's fashion changes a lot. And there are the people who actually keep up, and that's a lot.
I don't know anything about guy fashion.
That's fine, neither do most guys. Without regard for the safety of her knees, Mariette dropped to the ground. Oh, mademoiselle, I am so very, very sorry.
Sorry? What do you have to be sorry for? Everything's going to be all...
It is my fault. Idiot, je sais.
What?
What an idiot I've been.
Ah. Of course you're not an idiot.
All this time, Monsieur Carrisford was looking for you, and you were hardly a while away with that woman. If I had known, if I had told him.
I guess she...
As I said, there is literally no way that she would have been unaware of this search.
Well, she could have known the search was happening, but not known who it was for?
Yeah, but like, they kept discussing details like saying Captain Crew.
Video game logic.
Like, what convenient bad writing.
What convenient, we don't know what route you're on.
Yeah, but that's my point. It's bad writing. If Mariette had understood the nature of Mr. Carrisford's search, she could have brought them together immediately, and the weeks of pain and confusion would never have happened.
But you didn't know. You didn't realize that he was looking for me.
If I had spoken to the monsieur about his plans, if I had trusted him.
Why would you?
Sarah now had some experience with how little a servant might wish to interfere in the master's affairs. Mariette had not been engaged as Mr. Carrisford's companion or close personal assistant. Her position there was only that of a housemaid. There was no reason for her to have shared his confidences. Except they spoke openly about the search in the living room multiple times.
Was it the living room? I thought that was more like an office or library or something.
It had like... It was decorated in a way I thought it was a living room.
I don't know. Rich people do weird things.
Sarah has certainly never been privy to any of Miss Minchin's plans for the future. Had she asked about the details of seminary, she would likely have been struck for her trouble. But now, Sarah was no longer a servant. She was, once again, a member of the class.
Mariette.
Class warfare!
Do you really believe that this is your fault? Or are you afraid that I'll be angry with you? No class warfare. Just eat all the rich.
Eat the rich. In French.
What does that in French mean?
Point, point, point. Because dot is point.
Okay.
But point. Her kneeling position put her at a convenient height for Sarah's reach. She laid her hands on Mariette's shoulders.
I know you would have told him if you'd realized. Just as I would have come right away if I had known who he was. But we didn't know. If Mr. Carmichael had searched the schools in London, if Ram Dass had asked my name when we met, all sorts of things could have been different. If, with enough ifs, we could put Paris in a bottle.
Then, do you forgive me? Sarah did not feel that there was anything left which needed forgiveness, but she could see that protesting would not make Mariette feel any better.
Yeah, really, and all this would have also been solved if, like, Ram Dass just asked for her name right before he left the first time.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of points where they're like...
Things about that. Wow, it's like literally card captures over here.
The wings!
Little wings and everything.
Oh, little wings! Oh my gosh.
As she signaled her love and acceptance with a kiss on the forehead.
You were precious to me. I hope that you want to stay and look after me and be my lady's maid like you planned. But if you want to leave, I will help you. If you want to go back to France...
Mademoiselle, I would like to visit France someday to show it to you. I wish to stay with you as long as you need me.
I'll always need you.
She pressed her cheek against Mariette's and hugged her tight. For once, they were on the same level.
And to joke about not actually being on the same level. I still think that a city in a bottle would be nice to look at.
Yes, Malik, she looks like fucking card captor Sakura. I swear to God.
That's because she is so rich, she is a magical girl.
The magic of money and capitalists.
Yeah!
Perhaps you should find an artist to make you one.
I can do that?
Malik understands me! I'm so glad.
The only reason I barely understand is that one image you sent me. Because
yes, I had to actually send you the image before you got it.
Because I've never heard of it.
Malik understands me.
I never heard of the show before you mentioned it.
He used to play on Cartoon Network and shit.
Do you think I actually watched TV except for like the 3 shows that were on? That I liked?
She laughed at herself.
Ha ha ha. Of course I can. Because wishes really can come true.
When you're rich and privileged.
Just look beyond both you and me.
Well, that's it.
Just take a moment.
Yes, Malik. Thank you. Thank you. Someone who understands my reference.
I'm sorry that I was a guy who didn't watch magical girl shows.
No, it was on fucking Cartoon Network.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yes, it does.
I have never heard of it.
Sailor Moon either.
What?
All.
What?
I guess you aren't familiar with Sailor Moon either.
I know that the main character magically transforms into a person named Sailor Moon, and that's about it. And what, 2 of them were in a lesbian relationship?
Yes.
I think that's all.
Actually, all of them are lesbians.
But, like, that's all. Well, isn't, like, 2 of them were in a lesbian relationship that became, like, their cousins?
Yes.
That's all I know about Sailor Moon. Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. That's nice of your aunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched Cardcaptor Sakura when I was in when I was a kid on Cartoon Network, but then also in my junior high days when I started getting into anime again, I watched it a bit.
What years was it on Cartoon Network? Oh! That would be why.
Hmm?
It was on Toonami from... only for... No, that can't be right. That cannot be right.
Card Captors first aired in the U.S. on Kids WB between June 17th, 2000, and December 14th, 2001. Blah blah blah. Card Captors premiered on Cartoon Network's Toonami block on Monday, June 1, but was short-lived on the block, ending on June 22nd, 2001.
I didn't actually really watch Toonami as a kid.
Well, apparently it was only like 3 weeks on Toonami.
See? So how could I have watched it?
No, but it was definitely on something. Oh, here we go. Maybe I watched it on Kids WB.
What shows were on Kids WB? Because I feel like I watched some shows on Kids WB. But
Animaniacs, Baby Looney Tunes, Batman, Batman Beyond, Batman the Animated Series, Bugs and Daffy, blah, 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 Lunatics Unleashed, blah, blah, blah. Let me find the animes. They played Card Captors, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Pokemon, Transformers, Cybertron, and Yu-Gi-Oh!
oh, okay.
Maybe it was Kids WB, because I remember switching between a couple channels when I was a kid. There were only like 2 or 3 channels I watched, but maybe that was it.
I think the only reason I watched Kids WB was for early Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I was that nerd. And
Pokemon was 1999 to 2006 on Kids WB.
Jackie
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Chan
was 2001 to 2006.
Jackie
And
Chan
according to this thing, Card Captor Sakura was 2000 to 2001. And it ran for like a year and a half on there.
So there was actually a good chance where I couldn't have watched it.
Yes!
I could not have watched it.
What do you mean?
Because if it aired from 2000 to 2001, and I was only looking out for Pokemon and like Yu-Gi-Oh! And a few other shows.
Okay, let me state this again. Pokemon started in 1999.
Yes, I see that.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Started airing that 2001. Card Captor Sakura was 2000 to 2001.
But I also didn't watch every single week. I turned it on.
You should fucking know.
No!
Thank you for playing! On this episode, Monkeying Around, in which the...
Hey, we are monkeying around. We're flipping going through, figuring out what Card Captor Sakura was airing.
Are there new things and extras?
There's a gallery with some of the pictures that we found. There's music and happy ending, skipping, visiting the gallery, viewing the bonus image.
We finished! I can take a break from this game! Yeah!
Okay, but what are we playing next?
Let's see.
I mean, I also don't think I've
We
heard.
can go back to Nameless.
Ugh, please no.
I hated that less than I hated this one.
That's not saying too much, though.
We can do speed dating for ghosts. Or we can play the KFC game.
Well, are we only taking a short thing before we do, whatchamacallit, for December?
Hatoful's Holiday Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that we wouldn't, or that like December probably was gonna be Holiday Star.
Okay.
Well, actually, I don't want to spoil myself, and on the other hand, I want to like what holidays is Holiday Star covering? Like, is it just like
I'll do it.
Christmassy holiday?
I'll do it.
I'll check the Steam page because I don't consider things on the Steam page to be spoilers. Or if they are, you know, that's their own fault. Nope, it does not tell me. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna have to remember their voice.
Oh, you know some of them already.
Cool!
Exactly.
Cool.
No, I'm gonna have to remember some of their voices.
What is this?
What is what?
Hatoful Boyfriend Holiday Star Dove Actually Edition.
Dove what?
That's what it says
Where?
on the store page for Hatoful Boyfriend. There's an option for Buy Hatoful Boyfriend Holiday Star, and underneath it is Buy Hatoful Boyfriend Holiday Star Dove Actually Edition.
Maybe.
I mean, apparently there's a collector's edition DLC for it.
It probably. It comes.
Full digital soundtrack, Holiday Star dossier, digital booklet, King's Storybook, and a collection of Hatoful Boyfriend Holiday Star wallpapers.
Yeah, so. Dove Actually is just like a complete edition.
I guess so.
Like Love Actually, the movie or something? It's
Yeah,
a joke on that.
That's what they were going. I never watched that.
I have heard of it like once.
I've heard of it various times. Christmas movie, blah blah blah.
Is it? I don't know anything about it other than I think it exists.
I think it's a Christmas movie. Made the joke.
Is it a Christmas movie? Like Die Hard's a Christmas movie?
Maybe.
Or does it actually have to do with Christmas?
Oh, I should run out and buy concert tickets for next week.
Anyway, so what are we playing?
Hmm?
I said, what are we going to be playing next?
Well, if you don't want to play name,
I personally do not want to play that.
I mean, also because it's gonna take longer, probably. So I'm inclined to say something shorter, so that we have at least half of December for
holiday.
Hatoful.
I know we
So
played.
that leaves Speed Dating for Ghosts. I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Hustle Cat is short.
Wasn't the first time
Long
we were?
Live the Queen is short
If we die.
when we die. Yes, Malik. Yeah, I think it's just supposed to be like a Christmassy romance movie. Well, I don't know what a Christmas movie is really supposed to be anyway.
People
You know
say
what's a
that.
Christmas movie? Rent.
Why?
Huh?
Said why?
Because it takes place around Christmas.
I still don't know anything about Rent.
It's
Other than, is that the musical?
yeah.
Okay.
It's like in hindsight, now that I'm older, I'm like, I should have known back then that I was a progressive leftist.
Oh?
Well, because you have a bunch of broke artists who are just trying to survive squatting in this building, and they cut their old friend who married up is now married to like the daughter of the owner of this building, and he had promised them like, oh, you can stay there for free, blah blah blah, and then instead shows up after the first year and like demands that they pay rent, which is why it's called Rent. Well, sort of. And then all this stuff happens, and half the romances are gay. One of the characters is either trans or a drag queen. I think she's meant to be trans.
Oh, no wonder I never would have been around it when I was
It
younger.
was a hit in my high school.
No wonder why I wouldn't have been
Several
around
people
it.
in my high school liked it. Music's good. One of the characters is a sex.
I think if somebody in my high school said that they liked it, they probably would have been kicked out.
Yeah. Oh, and half the characters
Half characters what?
have AIDS.
Oh boy.
And so part of it is that like they don't know if they're gonna die. When was our first stream? Do you
When?
remember? Like our very first one?
I can actually tell you. Well,
Coming up on that anniversary.
okay, our very first one was unrecorded.
Mm. Yes, Malik, you should see Rent. You should see Rent. Rent is great.
Our very
Seasons of Love is a great song.
Our very first one was unrecorded. That was around the early to mid 20s of January. Our first recorded one was the first Dream Daddy stream of January 27th.
Mm. At that time, we were still very, very loose on scheduling.
Very, because our next one after that was February 7th.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm on call on Saturday, which means I'll be home.
That's good to hear.
My phone might blare at some point, but I'll be home.
Well, if we hear what sounds like nukes going off, we'll know to put it on hold. Nothing. The first big stream.
Wait, have you heard the pagings?
Yeah, when we were playing Stardew that one
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But our first big stream was Valentine's Day.
Yes.
But
that's when I submitted it on Tumblr.
Yeah,
and everything, and like, and then Malik started watching us.
So
It's almost a year.
If we're going by like,
thanks for sticking with us after this long time, Malik.
Alright. But
we appreciate you.
If we're counting the first recorded one as like the anniversary, it would be on a Monday next year.
I would like to say our very, very.
Which I don't remember what day that was.
I wonder if.
Oh, we'd probably be able to find
Does
out
Twitch
from our
tell us?
chat history.
Oh, that too. I was gonna say, like, is there a way to check Twitch for it? Like, how long it's been active?
I think it was the 25th. It's either the 23rd or the 25th. Well, sorry. Looks like from chat history, the 19th was when we created the account. 22nd, we did stuff for a while. 23rd, I don't know what happened. And then the 25th, we were talking for a while. So those were the 3 days that are most likely for it to be our anniversary.
Wait, what?
22nd, 23rd, or the 25th of January are the most likely to be like the first stream anniversary via our chat history, it seems like.
Wait. Which days? 22nd, 25th?
22nd, 23rd, or the 25th.
Ah. Well, it wouldn't have been the 23rd because I don't have a call in my Discord for the 23rd.
So it'd either be the 22nd or the 25th.
The 25th was a call that lasted 4 hours.
Well, I mean, the 22nd was 3 hours.
Yeah.
And we were doing Kazuvaki's route, which wasn't too bad.
I feel like it might have been 22nd because I guess I walked away at some point afterwards and Discord kicked me off because you dropped. And then you said you were too tired to play more games, which implies that we had been maybe doing like streaming. Well, maybe.
It was either that or
Are you sure we didn't do the 22nd and the
No, because we did one stream that was non-recorded, and then the first stream that was recorded was Stream Daddy.
I could also check my thingy thing.
Thingy thing?
So under documents, let's see. I made the banner on the 22nd.
Should probably be the
I
22nd
made
then.
the icon on the 22nd. That was right around 6 p.m. on the 22nd, in fact.
I feel like you made the icon before, but I could be wrong.
I feel like I remember sending you
Yeah.
like, sample icon thingies. Wait. There's probably an easier way of checking this.
Either way, the 22nd is a Wednesday and the 25th is a Saturday. Crap, we're gonna be a year old soon.
Oh my god, we're gonna be 1 year old.
So where's your Lottie voice?
I'm a baby. I'm supposed to be 8 years old according to the writers. Even though apparently the original story, I was like 4. 4 years measles. Yeah, Mama, will you
Are you having fun there?
You asked for it.
Yeah. Anyway, why are we having this discussion while we're still on stream?
So that Malik can hear us being stupid.
I think Malik hears us being stupid a lot.
Welcome back. We're just still as stupid as before.
We're probably stupider.
Or stupider, yes.
I don't know. That's all the information that I have to tell us. It's like having friends around. Aww.
Aww. You're our friend too.
Hearts everywhere.
Yay. Wow. Apparently the first time we word stream in our Facebook chat was actually only July.
How?
I think before that we must have just been saying Twitch.
It had to have been. Because-
That or Facebook like caps your search history thing now, but I don't think so.
How many hits did you
Oh,
have?
here we go.
Because we were talking about that in like November of last year.
Well, we were saying Twitch.
Yeah. Actually, no, it might have been December. Because that's when we really started like playing games a lot more.
Oh, okay. On the 22nd, in the afternoon, we were talking about doing it as episodes, and then talking about should we do YouTube as well.
Right, because cutting up episodes and stuff like that. Which is why I still have everything downloaded.
Yep. Okay. We did not mention Twitch again until the 28th. So let me scroll down.
Which is after we already had our Dream Daddy one.
Let me scroll down on the 22nd and see if you...
Yep.
Like, if one of us mentions getting on the call.
We could probably write this down.
Our official Twitch anniversary.
We should probably do something for it.
Yes, we should. Maybe we should revisit how to fall for the roots we did.
I would enjoy that. We can hear all the cooing.
Ooh. Oh, on the 22nd, it says whenever you're ready, feel free to call.
That could have been Stardew War.
Wait, let me see.
I know right after we finished, not right after, but soon after, we talked about how the setting wasn't set to save. Wait, let's see if I can. Why I hate everything.
Hmm?
No, shut up.
This is really annoying because Facebook search puts me at the bottom of whatever search results I'm looking for,
Mm-hmm.
and it has 127 words. Maybe it just caps at 127.
I feel like that's
also
not
capped at
true.
120. Huh?
I don't feel like that because I feel like I've gotten more.
I wonder if it's a thing they did relatively recently, is the thing.
Possible.
That they like changed it to cap at 127. Because when I searched Twitch, that also was 127.
Really?
Yeah, because right now I'm at 96,
I
and I'm only at August 9th, 2019.
wait.
Definitely used the word call more than that.
I searched Twitch and I got less than that.
In our chat?
Yeah.
I don't know, but the last result it has for call is July of this year. There's no way. Let's see.
I'm complaining. I'm complaining.
I wonder if I scroll back far enough, can I find it in our image history when I sent the images. Okay. So I first sent you the icon on January 20th.
Yes, I see them. I'm actually at that in our history. At 10 a.m. my time. And we were like...
No, it was like midnight.
Okay, I was looking at another message, and then we're like, what name should we choose?
Oh god, remember that?
Yeah, when we couldn't think of a name because we're like, this one? No, not for this reason. This one? Not for this reason.
I'm kind of inclined to say it would have been the 22nd. Just because I would have... Like, I might have saved the icon, showed it to you, and been like,
And I think even the one we're still using, we called a temp icon.
Hmm?
I think you wanted to update the one that we're still using.
Yeah, well... Ultimately, it's not like it really matters, because we don't look at it. Hey, maybe for a year...
Wait, say that again? You cut out.
Maybe for our year anniversary, we'll do a rebranding. Maybe we'll switch to the Twitch Studio Beta, too.
I'm at the PM of the 21st. Come on. Why do we talk so often?
Yep.
Gosh dang it. But hey, any image and that stuff, I can't really help with other than saying looks cool or not, because, I don't have the ability to, draw.
Wait, what?
I said any rebranding, of like images and stuff, I can't really help with.
Alright, we're gonna reach out to Death and commission little avatars.
Oh, right, I still need to talk with the friend about the changing of my image.
Oh, yeah.
Because I need more sharks in my life, apparently.
Baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do do.
At least you're not trying to get me to dress up as Left Shark.
Well, it's not Halloween anymore.
I will never dress up as Left Shark.
Oh, do you want to be Right Shark?
No!
Why not?
Because I am no type of dancing shark.
Why not? Okay, we did not use the word Twitch on the 25th.
Then why were we in a call for so long?
Huh?
I said, then why were we on a
That
call?
was us playing Stardew.
That is also very, very flippin' possible.
In fact, if I search the word Stardew, that might answer.
Well, I'm at 3 p.m. on the 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
And I think either one of us is complaining about something. So I'm not fully reading it.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that most of our conversation? Like,
Me complaining about work or humanity, you complaining about the people around you.
me complaining about then work, or now work, or humanity, or politics.
Oh, there was a lot of politics I was skipping over.
Smart.
Wait, okay.
Also March.
22nd.
How do we say Stardew?
22nd.
22nd confirmed?
Well, I'm... Boo, boo, boo.
Wow, Facebook's conversation search is broken.
We actually did... We said...
Wow, that's really broken.
What?
So if I search in conversation, it says I have 122, with the earliest of them being February 19th. But if I go into overall like search of Messenger overall, it says there's 330 matched with you.
Jeez Louise. I mean, I'm at 7 p.m., so... You're complaining about work.
Yep.
Oh, right, that conversation of you complaining. That's fun.
Hmm?
I mean, I'm not gonna say it.
You can message me on
I'm-
Discord or something.
I was about to say, I'm doing a search!
You can message me on Discord.
Wait, I'm gonna...
Okay, well, Facebook's search thing is... I guess. And my cat wants pet.
I said I'm gonna go try and eat. It looks like we didn't play the 26th. Or 22nd. Or we didn't do it. Because you were doing something, you told me to go eat, and then about Oh. Or something happened. No, we must have. I think we streamed. And then we were going to play Stardew. But I disconnected, and then I got super tired and went to bed.
On the 25th or the 22nd?
22nd.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Was that I think we streamed that day, and then we were gonna play, and then we didn't.
Because I said, like,
tired.
yeah, I'm being me. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so 22nd anniversary.
Great. Now write it down.
I'll write it down in my magic book of magic.
Okay, alright. Now my
Right.
Oh, hey.
What?
The 22nd is on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I said that.
Hmm?
I said that.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was the 25th, it would have been a Saturday.
Well, now we really have to do a celebratory.
Cool.
For Cocoa Puffs?
I never had Cocoa Puffs as a child.
They're alright.
Just alright?
Yep.
Why just
Yeah.
alright? Why
Hmm?
just alright? Aren't you supposed to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
No. Alright, I've put it in my phone.
Watch,
Put
because
channel anniversary.
I'm continuing to go down and watch. I actually figure out it's the 25th.
You, are a brave soul to go through that much chat.
Oh, it's very interesting seeing some of the crap that,
The random shit we talk about.
like at one point you were talking about some of your friends rating people.
Hmm?
Rating attractiveness of people.
Oh, rating.
Yes.
I thought you said rating, like raiding a dungeon.
Yes. Some of your friends rating.
So I was like, oh, are you saying that?
You cut out. You cut out there.
I was confused because it sounded like you were saying that my friends like raided some home. Like what?
I mean, would that be out of the ordinary with your friends?
Yes. My friends aren't thieves.
You talking about people making pro-con lists of dating somebody? That was an interesting conversation. Because,
oh right, there's like an article or something.
yeah, you sent it to me, and I was super confused. Because I think one of the pros was just he's hot.
Yeah, something like that.
So it made me very, very confused.
Oh wait, shit! I'm not gonna be able to buy my concert tickets tonight. The door closes in 5 minutes. 4 minutes actually. Fuck.
Sweet, so I've kept you on talking about random bullcrap for so long, I've kept you from buying tickets.
Well, I mean, I could go tomorrow. I have some plans tomorrow.
Ooh, anything fun?
Nothing I'm gonna talk on stream about.
Oh, so something very fun.
Well, just because if you Googled it, you'd know where.
Yeah, I know. So it's something very fun.
Uh-huh. Here, I'll Discord message it to you.
You talking about marrying people for tax benefits? Who would you marry for tax benefits?
I would marry my roommate for escaping this country benefit if Trump wins next year. I've joked about this, however, not jokingly, to her face multiple times. She knows.
For escaping the country benefits?
Yeah, she's got dual citizenship.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
To Canada.
Oh. Run away!
Anyway. Given that it is almost 10 here, though, we should probably end the stream because I haven't had dinner.
And you yell at me for not having food.
I've been on the stream since I got home.
Well, whose fault is that?
Yours.
How is that my fault?
Because we didn't start the stream earlier.
Well, if you came up with names to help me, then we could have started so much earlier. I don't know why you decided to talk to me.
I don't know why you found that funny.
Oh, because I do. Anyway, you should go.
I should eat and you should sleep.
Have a good night, Malik. We'll see you Saturday.
If
Maybe.
you're available.
If you're available.
Which might be Sunday for you. Probably
It
Sunday for you.
more than definitely would be Sunday for them.
But thanks for joining this time.
And have a good
And other times.
and have a good
Glad you're
morning.
back.
Afternoon? Afternoon. Have a good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like 3 there.
Mm-hmm. Goodbye.
Bye.